We did try our hand at modifying it, seeing if we could get some more flavorful things out of it. Didn't really succeed.
No,
there was some kind of feedback loop.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It made me slightly paranoid because we did that right before the ship broke.
But they're completely separate systems. Food Congo is not related to ship's navigation. That would be a very badly designed system if one could interfere with the other.
Hello. This is the 261st Test from the Future, an experimental podcast from the year 2226, which we are sending from our present to yours. My name is Dirk.
And my name is Simon.
And we're putting the past in podcast. So we had planned today to talk about the last day of our space tour.
Give some highlights from the second and last week of the tour.
Definitely. So we have good and bad news. The good news, I guess, is it's not the last day of the space tour.
Correct. There's an extension.
There's more space tour.
So our listeners who enjoyed last week, they get even more to look forward to.
Yes. So what's the bad news?
We're lost.
We're lost.
Yep, and not just you and me individually, but the whole space tour is lost.
Yes.
The whole ship.
All 1,500 passengers.
All 800 crew.
Yes.
And the ship itself.
And the ship itself. And the
we're all lost together, at least.
Yeah.
It's not like we're all scattered or anything.
Nope.
But sure, we are not where we're meant to be.
Nope.
And we don't know where we are.
Yes.
And we're the crew. We're the passengers, so fair enough. We don't know where we are. But the crew and the ship not knowing where we are, that's tricky.
And also, we're not moving so fast anymore.
Getting out much, much slower. Like at this speed, it would take us, what was it that I said, I don't remember the number now, but it was something like 8,000 something years to get home.
Yeah, something like that. This...
For our listeners, we don't live that long.
No.
In case they were wondering.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So this already happened about 5 days ago, I think, Tuesday or something.
Just a couple of days after our last episode.
Initially, they just cancelled the activity of the day. I was like, hey, we were supposed to do this or that, but it's cancelled, and and then we had some onboard entertainment and so on, and they kept cancelling stuff until they said, can you all come to the ballroom? And then we had been going in the wrong direction for a while. And then
and they didn't realize for a while.
Yes, there was something off with the hypnogastric, as far as we understood it.
That's how it was explained to us, and that the trailblazing ship, as a result of that, broke.
Yeah.
So it can no longer clear a path.
Yes.
That's why we can't go fast.
No, that's why we have to go slow. But for a while, the Trailblazer ship was following all kinds of wrong C-beam paths in all kinds of wrong directions, and because it was already broken, and then at one point they just shut it off. But by that time they had no idea anymore where we were. So that's a summary. What are the plans?
Initially, like you mentioned, some things were simply, or actually they didn't even say cancelled, they just say postponed. And again, then a bit of cancellation. And now it's basically hurry up and wait.
I think...
For us.
It's because today is Saturday. Today is the day where we were supposed to be coming back.
And that's definitely not happening.
Yes, exactly. But the thing is, once they fix it, we can be back in a day. Like within a day, even as it can go so fast. So that
right. The last 2 weeks, it's taken 2 weeks because of the distance, because we're stopping and checking things out.
Exactly. The traveling has always been really fast.
So in the last 2 weeks, the first 9 days.
Yeah, something like that. But so that the traveling itself has always been relatively short. So for a while, everybody was like, this, we have to skip this day, and once they fixed it, then we'll just continue with the program. But by now, it's basically what was left of the space tour is cancelled. But like from today onwards, the discussion is we may actually delay or arrival.
Yeah, and I mean, that will cause problems for most people here. I mean, there's a few people who retired, there's a few people on sabbatical, like myself, okay. I mean, still be pretty harsh, to not attend my regular book club, but I've not got, like, lots of people depending on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but other folk, they've got businesses going on, families going on, all kinds of commitments, that they're now going to, so we'll see how long we're stuck here, but could potentially miss. That has ripple effects.
And to return a book to the library is going to be pretty expensive fee by then. But yeah, so I mean, I have to say the atmosphere is still pretty good because especially the evening entertainment has been continuing.
They've stepped it up.
Yeah.
So it's continuing, and even they've been really making an effort to make it even better.
Exactly, and they've come up with courses to do during the day. We've been doing trips into space, although we're in the middle of nowhere, so it's really just been space, basically. And then in the evening they have we had one dinner in the dark, basically, where we just had the night sky, that's the day and night sky here. But basically you have the universe outside of the window, and you just see the stars and the moon, and you're basically not
even the moon, but the stars exactly in the distance.
Yeah, so that was nice, and they had all kinds of ideas like that. So at least they're keeping everybody entertained and happy. Yeah, and then
there's no, and as we all know, this ship, although the tour was only planned for 2 weeks, ship can sustain itself for years.
Yeah,
so we're not worried about running out of food or things they would have had to worry about 200 years ago in such a situation.
Yeah.
Running out of food or air or water, we don't have any of those concerns.
Nope. Although especially the food that comes out of our Congo, I mean, it wasn't just small in size, but it's also relatively small in recipes. So.
Indeed, and so we did. I think we mentioned we might try that before. I don't remember. Either way, we did try our hand at modifying it, seeing if we could get some more flavourful things out of it. Didn't really succeed.
No,
there was some kind of feedback loop.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It made me slightly paranoid because we did that right before the ship broke.
But they're completely separate systems. Food Congo is not related to ship's navigation. That would be a very badly designed system if one could interfere with the other. Exactly.
So I know it can't be related. It just made me a little bit paranoid.
Sure.
But yeah, anyway, so... But other than that, I mean, there's so much stuff on the ship that I definitely didn't try in the first week. I didn't do a space bath, which I now did already twice.
Of course, yeah. Also the opportunity to speak to far more of our fellow passengers. I mean, we spoke, obviously, I spoke various people when we'd go down to planets, but now that we're really all hanging out here, taking the opportunity to really get to know people a bit better.
Yeah, it's true. And then it's still 1,500 people, but it
takes a while to get.
You start to recognize people.
Yeah.
Because you see them in the same workshops, and then they apparently have the same interests. And then, of course, by now we know the people in our hallway because we meet them in the space bath and so on. Any interesting acquaintances you made?
I'm not going to say their name for their privacy's sake. Like they asked, not for us to repeat their name to anyone. Very, very secretive. So somebody from MJ12.
Oh, really? Cool. They just said that, or
I kind of wheedled. They didn't just come out and say it straight away. We had some nice in-depth conversations across a few evenings. It came up at some point.
That's the secret organization that was working on alien stuff before we actually met any aliens.
Exactly, right? Exactly. So they want to keep it hush-hush. They're a little bit embarrassed and whatnot, but still. It's cool to meet someone from that organisation who would actually admit it.
Yeah, nice. It's also cool that they're on the tour. And then a little bit undercover. Did they say there were more of them?
They did not say.
Okay.
I did ask that, They wouldn't say. They didn't say they were, they didn't say they weren't.
Maybe you see him do some secret handshake and then
I'll keep an eye out, yeah. Yourself? Have you met anyone interesting?
I met somebody I knew.
Oh.
Yes.
But you didn't know they'd be on this tour?
No.
Okay, that's a nice coincidence.
Alice. I hadn't seen her in a very long time, but it's a robot I used to work with. This was even before I knew Napoleon.
Okay, a while ago.
Yeah. This was I've been doing some work with different robot factions a long time ago. Before I was an ethics advisor at the UFOPO. No, I already knew Napoleon. Now I remember.
Okay. Did Alice, like ourselves, actually, I forget now, it's been 2 whole weeks or longer. Is everyone here like us contest winners?
Yep.
Okay, so Alice as well. So
Yep.
Yeah.
She's no longer with the faction that she was with at the time. So she's now freelancer. So it was quite interesting. Yeah. So she's done quite a few things and has gotten into space travel. So she was even
like as a what's it called, a travel agent?
No, spacecraft designer.
Ah, very cool.
Yeah, something very different than what she used to do when I first met her. That was more politics. So she's been a freelance advisor on spacecraft design.
I see.
Yeah, so had nothing to do with the ship apparently.
Not the ship, no.
But again, I guess that was one of our arguments maybe for wanting to go on it.
Yeah, of course. Check out, not the competition exactly, but check out other people's work.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe pick up a few things. So.
But then actually, did she, when you were speaking with her, did she have any ideas what might be the cause of our current predicament?
We spoke, that was before the breakdown. I'm trying to remember now if I saw her afterwards. True. I saw her playing pool, but then we just had a brief chat.
Maybe next time you bump into her, you can
it's a good idea.
Get her professional opinion.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe she has an idea. Any other interesting people you met?
I didn't meet anyone I know. That would have been an even bigger coincidence. No, kind of. That's the downside of not having like events to tie things to. It's just really enjoyable, hanging out, drinking, eating, talking. But I haven't really got events like visiting a specific place to latch memories onto.
I'm only remembering now. You remember the hats, like the two guys with the funny hats on? They asked if we wanted to come to line dancing tonight.
I remember now.
Yeah. It's.
Did you get their names?
No. I mean, they initially said it, but there was a big group, and I didn't remember. But because they both wear the funny hats, I've been calling them the hats in my
makes
mind.
Sense. Yeah.
So every time I see them, it's like, hey, the hats are there, and then now they came to me and they said, hey, you guys want to come to line dancing? So
sure. And why not?
Yeah, I said yes.
Yeah. Of course.
What else are we going to do? I think maybe one thing to point out, the listeners can't really see it, but our room does have beds and storage space.
Yes, right. We did find them in the end.
Yes, especially there are the different lights in the wall, and if you wave in front of the corresponding light, then a bed slides out or a cupboard opens up.
Yeah, it was that thing like I was speculating a couple of weeks ago with the really seamless doors or hatches or whatever. So you don't see them, you wave your hand in front of the activator or whatever, and then it whooshes open and comes out. And
it is pretty cool.
It is.
And especially you can basically stash anything. There's so much storage. We have a few souvenirs from some of the trips that we did, and maybe we go for dinner, we have some leftover food or whatever. There's so much storage space. So it's like, because right now we're in the room.
I think they really took into account that people, passengers, ourselves, would want to get souvenirs. And would need somewhere to store those, not just have them floating around in the room.
Yeah. And we've been using the big hook that's still hanging there. We've actually been using it in zero gravity. So what we were speculating about.
Yeah. It works well for that.
Exactly. We have actually used it for that. If it's actually for that, we never really figured out, but it works well. I haven't used the kettle yet. Have you used it?
Not yet. Like I was saying before, I was a little wary of it rolling over, and spilling everywhere.
Maybe it's not for water. Maybe it's for something else.
I mean, but it's a kettle, so whatever you put in it will make it hot.
Maybe we're in space. Maybe it's for air. That's why it's round. It's for hot air.
Okay.
Making air hot.
Could be useful on a cold night.
And then maybe if the room is cool, you use the kettle to heat up the air, and then once it whistles, it blows the hot air into the room.
I mean, maybe.
I'm making all of this up now. but we're gonna have to
find things to occupy our time.
Exactly.
Not a bad idea.
We could even try to fix our bubble condo.
Indeed.
Nice.
Because we did ask and they didn't have...
No.
Oh, yeah, okay, they wouldn't replace it, was the point. Whether they had a spare or not, they wouldn't say, but they wouldn't replace it or repair it for us.
I just have to remember.
A little bit,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so, because apparently they said it was only for that one thing, right? So
right, not to be used again and again.
No, and not just for that one trip.
Yeah.
It's like even if it's broken, whatever, you're not going to need it anymore.
Right.
I just have to remember where of all the storage that I put it. I'm going to have to wave in front of all the lights just to see which one of the cupboards is the bubble.
Right, because that's actually a pretty unusual thing. It's a very unusual thing here on board that there aren't cams everywhere. So normally you could just look back at the cam footage, see, oh yeah, where did I put it?
True.
Oh yeah, there. But no, actually there's no cams going on, so no cam footage for us to review. It's quite unusual.
It's true, and I regularly forget to take photos with my lens.
I mean, now there's not much to take photos of.
No. Okay. I would say let's wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have lots of things to do.
Yes, we do. Listener emails now? Or
yes.
Yep. So, let me see. So first I'll read the email first. Yeah. So Deirdre wrote, "Hey guys, I just wanted to brag that I did actually listen to the whole 9 hours of your Grain of Salt episode. Pretty cool, especially the bit in the middle." That's amazing, Deirdre. Thank you very much.
We put a lot of effort into this.
Definitely our guest, Grain of Salt, did. I forget if we mentioned, but we didn't actually listen to it ourselves.
Still
like
on
we
the
weren't
to-do
there.
list.
Yeah, exactly, likewise.
Yeah.
But that's amazing, Deirdre. Thank you for listening, and I guess when I listen to it myself, I'll find out about the bit in the middle.
Yes. Thanks a lot, Deirdre. You're very dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
We love you.
Okay, and then... so that's the email for Deirdre, thank you. Should we wrap up completely?
Yeah.
The episode?
And I think also... Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So, listeners to Test from the Future, please send us an email by writing to michaellasagna5@gmail.com. Put the number 261 in the subject so we know this episode successfully went back in time. And we have a specific request for you, which is, we've been okay the last few days in terms of entertainment, but what if it runs out? We're a little worried. So please ask us all kinds of questions or tell us all kinds of stories. Please entertain us.
Yes, it will help take us through this dark space night.
It's dark outside, that fits. I mean, I'm optimistic, it's going to work out fine, but...
Yeah. But anything that you can do to keep us entertained is much appreciated. All right, then thanks for listening, everybody, and see you in 200 years.
Bye-bye.